What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV, aka Darth Apocalypse. So, in this particular video, I want to talk about Dillon Brooks, right? So, Dillon Brooks, of course, plays with the Phoenix Suns, and Dillon Brooks is a bit of a, let's just say, an oddball. I'll just leave it at that, right? He's an interesting individual. But I will say that he has improved his game quite a bit over his years, say, when he was with the, I believe he was with the Memphis Grizzlies. He's definitely improved his overall game, especially on the offensive end. But he's known for his defensive intensity. And, one of the guys that he goes hardest at is LeBron James. And to be honest with you, Dillon Brooks is pretty much one of the main examples of proof that I have in my mind, and I guess we all can say this. The way that Dillon Brooks goes at LeBron and how LeBron clearly wants no parts of him on the court shows to me like LeBron would not fare very well if he played in the 80s and 90s. If he couldn't deal with that level of intensity or mental or psychological warfare out there, he couldn't deal with that. Because, LeBron's quick to get people ejected from games or lecture them if they, troll him too hard. So, So anyway, enough of that though. But anyway, Dillon Brooks was with, I don't know who this guy is. Let's just call him, I'm just going to call him Tommy Lee or something, or Tommy Kim. I don't know what his name, man. He was with Tommy Kim. Let's call him Tommy Kim. And, him and Tommy Kim were discussing who the GOAT was, right? Between Michael Jordan and LeBron James. And Dillon Brooks said that he believes that Michael Jordan is the greatest player of all time, right? Now, you could argue, well, look, is that surprising considering that Dillon Brooks goes so hard at LeBron James? But it's his opinion, and here it is right here.
I'm not LeBron, bro. I'm gonna lie. You think this is last season?
I don't think so. Somebody asked me that. I don't think so. I think he got one more year, at least.
I never watched it before. I gotta watch it one time.
He got one more year. He was moving pretty good towards the end of the year.
Yeah, bro. He's not human, bro. I give up. Jordan or LeBron? For you?
Jordan.
What? You say that because you're playing Brown right now?
Yeah. But like Jordan's legacy is just...
You think it's better than the Browns?
Yeah. I think he's just more efficient. Like,
what do you mean efficient?
Like with winning.
Like he moving more?
Like
wait, what's the LeBron?
He never won more, but he has more championships. He's got more like clutch game wins. Like
it's in a short time period.
Yeah, he played like how many less seasons than LeBron? Like 6 or 7 seasons less than LeBron for real.
Yeah, I got Brown.
You got Brown?
He stayed in the league for fucking how long? 20.
Michael Jordan won 3 in a row.
What do you mean? 3-peat?
Yeah, he won like 3 championships in a row. So
yeah.
He won.
Wait, did he?
Won 1 year, and the next year, and then the year after that.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, bro.
Wait, wait, which is that? Cleveland?
Chicago.
Talking about.
Oh, you talking about Jordan? Oh, okay.
LeBron never even 2-peated.
Wait, who's your GOAT? Kobe?
So this is my thing about the longevity thing, man. It wasn't until LeBron came along that somehow longevity suddenly makes you the GOAT now. Like, I brought up this example time and time and time again, maybe to ad nauseum, but Emmitt Smith has more rushing yards than any other running back, but pretty much only Cowboy fans, and I can't even say all Cowboy fans, because someone will tell you, no, he's not even the greatest Cowboy running back. They'll say Tony Dorsett or somebody. But only Emmitt Smith fans say that he's the greatest running back ever. They'll tell you in a heartbeat. Jim Brown, anybody that really knows football, Emmitt Smith, like from a talent perspective or dominance perspective, he's not fucking with Jim Brown. From a talent perspective, he's not fucking with, Barry Sanders. Hell, Eric Dickerson. Just because Frank Gore is second in rushing yards, do we consider him the second greatest running back? Hell no. Hell no. Hell no. Look, if I'm not mistaken, what's his name? The Broncos. Jesus Christ, man. I'm having a brain fart right now. The one that ran for 2,000 yards in the late 90s. I can't think of his name right now, but I think almost nobody would take Frank Gore over him. I just can't think of his name right now. But no, same thing with Nolan Ryan. Nolan Ryan pitched for 27 seasons, right? And he's one of the greatest pitchers of all time. But peak for peak, right? Even though he had to retire early because of arthritis and injuries, I think most people would say Sandy Koufax was the better pitcher overall, right? So it's just crazy, man, how all of a sudden, because you pitched forever or played forever, that makes you the greatest. No knock on Pete Rose. Pete Rose is the all-time leader in hits, but nobody would say he's the greatest hitter ever. That's arguable, but you can put up guys like Tony Gwynn as far as who's the greatest hitter, but you got guys like Tony Gwynn and Ted Williams. I just tend to omit Ty Cobb because of the piece of shit that he was as a person, in my opinion. But, I mean, he's up there, I guess. But you get my point. And look, getting to the meat of the coconut here, Michael Jordan, and this is what Dillon Brooks was alluding to. Michael Jordan, when he said he was more efficient, he's not talking about just shooting or anything like that. What he means is Jordan did more and less. Jordan accomplished more and less. And it's not just the 6 championships. The two three-peats came within a span of 8 years. And, when Michael Jordan retired and came back, the perception was that he was not going to be the same guy. I remember that in 95, going into 96, most sports fans made the observation that Akeem Olajuwon and the Rockets, Shaq and Penny and the Magic, David Robinson and the Spurs, perhaps, maybe even Reggie Miller and the Pacers, they had caught up and passed the Chicago Bulls. I was hearing these types of conversations on sports radio. They were saying Michael Jordan's still a great player, but he's not going to be what he once was. The Bulls are not going to be champions again. So for him to come back and not just win another championship, but to go ahead and three-peat is what really put him, that second three-piece would really put him in rarefied air. Because when you think about it, most comebacks from retirements fail. I mean, the only other guy I can think of that was successful on the level of Michael Jordan was Muhammad Ali. And Ali was a little bit younger when he came back. And by the way, I just remember I'm thinking about Terrell Davis. Terrell Davis, I think maybe had like half of the rushing yards that Frank Gore has. And would anybody pick prime Frank Gore over prime Terrell Davis? Fuck no. And I make this argument all the time. Would you rather have 15 Picassos or 23, goddamn, okay paintings? They're good, but they're not classics. What's worth more? Would you rather have, a career that ends shorter, like, Beethoven or Mozart? Would you rather have that? Or would you have a career that's longer of a guy that's really good? He's a really good pianist, but he ain't Mozart. He's not Beethoven. You get where I'm going with that? Like, that's what he's saying. Like, it's LeBron is good, but the guy still, when you look at accomplishments, when you look at, all NBA selections and, awards, he still trails Michael Jordan. He's playing going into his 24th season. At some point, you got to penalize this dude. And that's not even including the rampant evidence of PEDs, which everybody just conveniently ignores. But anyway, that's all I got to say about it, man. Tell me what you guys think.